Stanislaw is adjusting to these guys on how they want to play. So that's where the questions are starting to really, make me, scratch my head a little bit, because I want to know what a really good IGL like Stanislaw is kind of preparing for, because it's not like he's new at this. He's been doing this for a very long time. He's definitely got a lot of good, experience on the resume, but that's where I want to see what does he have up his sleeve here for this team moving into, the beginning of this season in this moment.
Oh, and we are jumping right on into game here between
Heck
Lag
yeah.
and Wildcard, and leading off here on Asian. Wildcard onto the T side, tossing in a B execute, but there awaits a four-man stack. Nick X back at the site, sharp shot onto Jaba, and even looking to tear apart the rest of the players, but Fuzi will help out. Then there's Weeza, who brings out the dual Berettas, the A10 wide swing there, and an easy pistol round for Lag.
Yeah, well, hot damn. All right. I mean, that's what we were talking about, right? We said, look, Lag, they have experience on this map. They've been able to play this quite a few different times. Obviously, the competition's a little bit different, but again, they look really dominant on that first pistol round. They're able to get things started off very, very nicely. I think they only lost one player, essentially, which is a huge ordeal, right? So that's a good thing, in the sake for the money system for the CT side. So you can see the M4 from Moss going to be purchased with the MP9s. Now they're even just going to vacate, the A site, essentially, having that mid control, fighting for it. And honestly, this is a bit of a gimme round, because you can just see its blocks. This might be a bit of a moneymaker. It's a bit more grindy, though, but it's all over, and it's done and dusted.
Yeah, OG was just going to collect 4 kills. That actually does get him closer and closer to an op, just a singular kill away, 150 bucks off of that. So not going to be able to bring it out for this first gun round. Fast opening 2. Now, the question is here for Wildcard is you have 2 players on 100 ping, and you do kind of have to play differently in order to accommodate that. Really wonder if we're going to see some more faster entries, because you just can't hold angles here for Fozy and for Sus.
Yeah, that kind of makes them kind of scary, right? Because, again, they might be really aggressive. They're just going to be, like, a little bit more aggro than normal, but Nyx is able to find himself a really nice start to this already. Again, Lag just kind of maintaining this mid control. They're not really getting contested at all. You even see Wildcard just kind of pulling back on it. They're going to be on the outskirts of A now, waiting for the full setup on this. So, I mean, they should be able to have this site for free, but again, it's going to be wondering about the post plan. This is going to be so critical. And Lag, they're still maintaining this position. Now finally getting somebody, which I believe is OG Wizard. He's finally getting himself a little bit of a bite in donut.
Yeah, the question is, will he be smoked out? And the answer is yes. So a full-blown execute coming on through. And Jaba will be allowed to cross on over to the site. One of the premier mid-rounders here for Wildcard. And bomb's going to get planted. Oh, but Jaba goes down super low. 4 on 5, and he'll get the boost up.
Yeah, this is really good positioning. I love this from Jaba. This is such a strong position because, again, if his teammates can be the distraction, this could be everything. And now already be down 1 player, so the advantage coming in for Leg. Now they're finally going to go for this attack. They're able to find the first. Jaba, he does peek himself a bit, but he does find at least the 1 kill. The defuse is coming in now that the smoke's blocking it off. It might be a full defuse, and it's going to happen just at the last second. And LIG are going to continue on with the mayhem.
Likes the game, just barely coming through with that. To believe it or not, Fuzi was doing a great job at the back of the site. 100 ping, not quite affecting him all that much. Still able to put up some damage with the rifles, but they really need to pick up these rounds. And you can see a little bit of desperation early on here from Wildcard, already going in for that investment off of the bomb plant, while OG Wizard has stacked up enough cash to pick up an AWP. Talk about OG Wizard's situation when it comes to the internet later. For now, Weeza steps forward, and yeah, Fozy, 100 ping, no chance against a wide swing in MP9.
Yeah, that's a decent trade, though. I mean, it was looking a little bit scary, but I mean, crisis averted, right? It's looking not too bad. Back to the 4-4, and now Wildcard again just kind of halting a little bit. Bomb's still in their possession if they want to, but now they got to do a little bit of exploring. So this op is still a pretty interesting threat that's here for Life's a Game, but I'll be curious what they want to work with at the utility. A little bit more lackluster as well, right? 2 smokes remaining here for the CT side. A nice molly placed. That's really, really decent. OG Wizard now having to reposition himself.
Ooh.
Woo!
All right. Sharp shot coming through from that as well. OG Wizard looking strong to start, and oh, this off angle just disgusting. Is Jaba gonna clear this? He does! Oh my goodness! Jaba is so aware. Ridiculous mechanics on this guy, but Experative is also towards the back. Triple will be cleaned up by Stanislaw next of OG Wizard.
What?
Oh, maybe he jumped the gun a tad there. Nyx in a 1 versus 2, revealing his position and having to face down Jaba and Stanislaw. Oh my goodness.
Wow, we're thinking alike here. That's crazy. I don't even understand that at all. And now Nyx is on a really tough situation, right? I mean, you have 3 different players to go against. Now they know where he is, right? I don't know if I love this. Doesn't even have utility. Was okay, he's able to grab the stop, and I mean, if he can get out, that could be good, but he's gonna get caught here in the back of the heel, but should be able to escape. And honestly, that's a pretty good play. And not only just for Wildcard, but for any lag fans. I mean, this saving the op is very, very important.
Oh, Nyx will be able to pick off Stanislaw and just fall all the way on back. It's just Jaba, man. That kill onto the A main player is just so ridiculous. He is so good. This guy is so insane. With the rifling. Honestly, recently I've been like looking through a ton of his VODs and just really seeing the type of player that he is. He's really that next generation here in North American Counter-Strike. I put him in a category with Grizz and Lake as well. That trio of players is really, you know, the generation that didn't get caught up in the, you know, the Valorant hype, so to speak, and are actually like homegrown Counter-Strike players and have really thrived in Counter-Strike 2 specifically. So it's really cool to see Jaba playing up to snuff.
Yeah, it really is. And I actually really like that point you bring up too about, you know, some of these players that are, you know, making their way into the system now. They're, you know, playing on these bigger teams and getting these opportunities because, you know, they were really just in the grassroots. So, you know, trying to get themselves proven. It is a good thing to see. And Jaba was somebody that, you know, when we saw him last season, is he was a really standout player. So I didn't think we were going to see him go away. I would have been very shocked if Wildcard, you know, replaced him for somebody else, because I do think there's a ton of promise for a player like him. So I couldn't agree with you more. And I think what wasn't even like Lake is now with M80 or something like that. So just kind of going back to your other point as well about these young kids and these young talents are really starting to get themselves these opportunities, which is what I think we need to see in this this NA region.
You know, we haven't had like a lot of these actually, like, these are real talents. I feel like we're looking at like the next generation of talent. Now I like credit where it's due to players like Hext and Swisher and Junior, all players who kind of made their names here in North America at the very start of, you know, online Counter-Strike. But, you know, that there was a little bit of boosted up as a result because a lot of the competition just left, right? And these are the players who have really actually hammered themselves out in these last like 2 years, and it's really nice to see organizations take a chance on young talent, and it feels like you actually can take a viable chance on young talent. So Stanislaw really investing to keep this team built around Jaba. It's really nice. So a lot more to see, a whole season, and his first like true European LAN is coming up for Pro League.
It's true, yeah. And I think the other thing, we didn't get a really big moment to talk about it, but I think even the fact that if I'm not mistaken, I think it's pronounced as Horvey, but like he was on this team for a long time, right, as the coach, and they actually did a coach swap as well for Wildcard. So that's where, again, they went through this big, you know, restructure essentially. And that's where I was kind of curious about what else is going to change. And like I said, I knew there was a lot of conversation in the rumor mill, but I was like, surely not. We won't see like Jaba, you know, stepping away, things like that. But I am curious with, you know, having like a Polish coach, what he's able to bring to the table, playing on some pretty big teams as well, what he can, you know, kind of add in here for Stanislaw with having some European talent. So that kind of just goes back into the conversation about a lot about Wildcard. But again, we can't forget about, you know, Lag. Like, they are definitely a team that have shown that they can compete. I mean, didn't they just recently have that first place victory at Frag, you know, Philly back not too long ago too, which is a pretty cool way for them to get some LAN experience and get some reps, right?
It's not even just that. They also just placed 6th place in last season, back in season 47. I think they really impressed, and they lost one of their top players. Based had to return back to Serbia, but Wiesa is going to be stepping into these more aggressive roles for Life's a Game, and he impressed yesterday versus the likes of Elevate, versus a solid team. But yeah, the man of the hour is going to be OG Wizard. He's going to be hopping around all around the server wherever he feels like, and he's going to start off with an opening pick right onto Sonic. Now Visa again, super aggressive, up close on the MP9, and yeah, double kill there. Two Swedes drop, and well, mincemeat is well made out of Stanislaw. It's a 1v5 instantly here, as Lag are playing hyper aggressive.
Yeah, I love this. I absolutely love the way that we're seeing Lag play right now. Like being this aggressive, you know, showing some dominance early on in the game is exactly what you want to do against a team like Wildcard. Like, don't let them cook, right? You're going to be the ones that are the chefs in the kitchen, and I'm loving this because now Jaba on a 1v5 attempt, and he's completely sandwiched. He has no options here unless he can be able to find this duel against OG Wizard. I was thinking maybe, but this is a tough situation. I mean, Jaba knows that his options are very limited on this. The bomb is just on the outskirts of the door. Like, the cards are against him. Fine. I'm not much of a gambling guy, but I don't like these odds. I don't like what I'm seeing here, and he's got a lot of work cut out for him.
Yeah, this deck is stacked against him. He does make good use out of it anyways. With the smoke flash combo, he actually isolated two players away from that. Jaba giving himself the best chance. Respect the effort, but I think we are starting to see the Swedes struggle right now in the server. As we just saw, Fuzi and Suff try to take cave together, and just you can't handle these swings that are coming through here from Life's a Game.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's the thing too. They get used to playing like some NA teams, right? It's very unorthodox. It's very different of a style. So I think for them, that's also, they're not used to it. So like you said, I mean, the fact that they were trying to go for cave control, those wide Ferrari swings are never fun to play against, especially when you don't know what you're expecting. So, I mean, now what we do see as a little bit of expectation is some pistols. And Wildcard, I have no idea what they're going to be able to find through this. The smoke's now going to be placed through Donut on Red House, and now it's a little bit of a ruse. It's going to be a bit of a split here, 3-2, and now Nyx he's going to be able to get that intel, and actually now, instead of going for the fight, he's going to pull back on this, and his teammate able to get something kickstarted as well. The AKs are starting to sing, and yeah, I think you said mincemeat. Fine, it's definitely looking like it. It's a very fine cut up meat.
There we go. Yeah, you slap that one into a North American style burger. What's your I don't know, you have burgers over there in Kelowna? what's your best joint you got?
Just because I'm Canadian, we got food, man. I don't have it on the igloo, but yes, we got burgers.
Okay.
We got steaks. We got, I don't know what else you want to bring up. Yeah, we got barbecue. Maybe not as good as yours, obviously, but yeah, we got things. We got some food.
Yeah, you can't really be LA food. I will not lie. It costs a lot to live here, but I don't know. Good food costs a lot, so there you go.
Sure, it sure does. It's, honestly, I don't know about you, Fi, but I'm really actually happy we see the time of getting called. Like, I think this is a really good moment. A 5-1. They've clearly lost control of this, right? They're not looking good. I think now they just need to clean things up for the gun round. No op, obviously, but this round's really, really important because now, I mean, we're talking about Lag essentially taking home the half and having a dominant force here on the CT side. So I'm curious what they want to go for because I don't think I've really seen anything too innovative as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really had many chances. So many of their gun rounds have just gone down the drain. You just see OG Wizard get an initial pick. They're unable to take cave control right now. For Wildcard, they're gonna need to switch things up. And, well, not fighting for mid early. Wildcard gonna let Lag swing at air for the most part. And look at this angle, though, from Nick X. It's just a disgusting crossfire. And he lines up 3. The round's done again. Wildcard are really struggling to take this map control versus Life's a Game.
I was going to say, like, check your 6, but that wasn't even a 6. That was like, check a corner. Like, you got to look right. You got to make sure nobody's there. Like,
the problem is that you have a player right in front of you shooting as well. You don't know where these shots are coming from as they move on in. You had Experative as well behind that smoke, and just a firing squad erupts. Also,
oh, man, you just hate to see it, though. Any Wildcard fans, like, they're just going to be kicking themselves right now.
Well, you got to wonder here what made Wildcard decide to move through that. And maybe they thought mid was empty. Maybe they thought, hey, they're going for faster B lane control. We might have an isolated fight towards mid. Maybe trying to hit that timing, but nothing working right now as OG Wizard just hits the tripwire. And oh my goodness, he's not missing today. I'll say this, lads. I'm gonna kind of go on this yapping arc, but coming back in from yesterday, OG Wizard was playing on 30% packet loss through tornadoes, all right, in the Chicago area. And he was missing shots. This is OG Wizard landing everything so far.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah, and like, it's a good point you bring up too, because I mean he's the second person on the team, essentially top fragging. So yeah, what a difference! I can't even believe he played through that. That's crazy.
He was still hitting 4Ks. He was ridiculous. He would disconnect after he hit the 4K as well. And he's over towards the A side. He's in prime position and has yet to miss a bullet. Will that happen yet? It will not. He's going to hit one on a flying Java. Even takes out the Tech 9 and puts 2 Gooshes downrange. Everything is connecting here for Life's a Game as we're looking at another flawless. They're up 7-1 right now against Wildcard.
Man, hot damn. This is not what I was expecting. And I mean, even when you kind of brought up, you know, a little bit of that curveball saying like, look, I think, you know, Susp and, you know, Fuzi, they're playing in Europe right now. Oh, I was like, okay, that's going to definitely change this game. I didn't think it'd be a 7-1, but honestly, you know, color me impressed. This is a really good showing from Lag. Like they are looking, you know, flawless on their CT side. Nothing has looked really weak. They had that one round of a blip, but honestly, it's been just such a dominant force so far. And now we're going to finally see it off being placed here for Wildcard. I think this is the first time, if I'm not mistaken. Fuzi's already taken down some big damage, but what are they even going to do with this? And look at the positioning they're on the map. I mean, they fought for this B main control, but what cost?
And right on the money again with the 4-man stack. Susp is just going to get destroyed. Weeza playing this back corner is going to be so difficult to root out as Stanislaus swings in. And well, Fuzi will land the shot. Java has one back. Then there's OG Wizard, but continues to swing. And finally, it seems that gods can bleed. 2 versus 2 right now as Fuzi's actually landed 2 op shots this round.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. That's what we wanted to see, right? I mean, he was our player to watch, and we're finally getting to see a little bit more activation from him. And now, instead of going towards B, they're going to make their way through mid into Donut. But Leg, I mean, they're being inactive. I love this. They're actually just, again, playing as a unit, taking map control slowly and surely, clearing all options here. Now they're going to have a really good timing for the retake, and they have so much available too. Double smokes in the Molly and an HE. This is perfect. I mean, you have a smoke or a Molly and a flash available here for the T side, and honestly, this might be not a great round here for Wildcard unless they be able to find this shot, and he will not. But Fuzi's going to get his head removed, and now just leaving it down to Sonic, a player with a lot of history. He won't even be able to have a moment for a shot as he's gone into the grave.
Wow. I mean, also, one thing there, insane shot out of Experative just to find the entry. That kill would have been untradeable, and I'd actually consider that a little mistake there from Life's a Game. But what was so excellent about that 2 versus 2 was just continually walking into Donut. You could see that Fuzi wants to take that powerful post plant. You know, you have an AWP in Donut that almost wraps up the round in its own regard. And Life's a Game realized that donut control is so important for a kind of post plant, and they remove Fuzi. Really well played mid round. Honestly, from both teams, just one little miscalculation towards the end, and well, they need every round they can get right now. It is brutal. They're down 8-1. They've got to start winning, and they got to start now.
Yeah, and they're going to actually fight for this mid control now. So this is a little bit different from Lag. They're not being super aggro on this, but now look at Weeza. He might be able to up his timing, but it's a labored spree. He's not able to find this connection, but at least Nyx is going to be able to get the retaliation a little bit with the double kill now. Putting it to a 4-on-2 advantage right now for Leg once again. And Stanislaw and Sup, they're the last 2 remaining with 1:25. I have no idea what they're going to be able to find, and it doesn't really look like much because Nyx is just giving them a full face of lead, and Stan, he's potentially a dead man about to be walking here.
Yeah, I mean, the mid collapse there from Life's a Game is perfect. This time around, they're not so aggressive. They kind of play, keep their opponents at arm's length, and then strike all at the same time. 2 players move out of cave. You also have a donut player and OG Wizard continually putting on pressure. Nyx and Nick X from the mid house. Stanislaw's not winning this on 2 HP. No, that's not going to happen. And 9-1 right now for Life. This is just a pristine CT side. Yes, Wildcard are playing with certain just mechanical disadvantages. Susp on his debut is 0-10, but there's a lot working against Wildcard. But also, Life's a Game are playing an immaculate engine right now.
They really, really are. And now we're going to be seeing the second timeout going to be activated here from Wildcard. and 2 of those have already been used so far in the last, what, like 3-4 rounds. So again, this is a situation where the money is really in the dumps. Like, I mean, at this kind of point, do you want to force up Galil's with that utility? Maybe, right? I mean, or just go for the pistol, a little bit more of that, you know, armor and utility on this one, and then just putting a lot more for the next. But they haven't really been successful in trying anything, right? I mean, like you said, they were trying to go for mid before, that didn't work. They tried that B take, it came down to a 2v2, so that was kind of their most success so far. But honestly, it's looked pretty abysmal so far.
Yeah, right now, definitely a bit of dissonance with the setups for Wildcard. We've had so many flawless rounds come through as well, where Wildcard start off with a little bit of a misread and charge into a setup. There's something a little bit. There's a missmoke towards bottom middle, and that's actually a lot of information that Jaba is collecting for his team. Currently, no players in mid is the call, and you can see moving out, Experative could be in trouble. He sees them go in towards Donut, can't quite connect these shots though, no kills, and you can see Nick X is about to be in some trouble, has to turn his back in towards A main, but they have to wonder, where are these players coming from? Nick X gonna just hunt for this single kill, and will take down Java to try and kick off a potential retake with the man advantage, and it gets worse as Experative moves out to Temple. He does drop, and nothing is certain until OG Wizard arrives and hits 2 op shots. Done round 10-1.
Yeah, that is just insane. This is insanity, right? I mean, I never would have thought this was going to be the scoreline, but here we are. I mean, the bomb going down is a really good note here for Wildcard, as you know, we're getting right to the end point of this. I mean, now we're going to have to see, what do they want to do? What are they going to be able to find? And the ops out, and Fuzi was able to find that double kill before. Can that happen again? Can we be able to have a little bit more success? But this is the given moment, and we need to see something for Wildcard fans, because otherwise, I mean, Lag are going to potentially have themselves a pretty quick done and dusted game here on Ancient, and it would just be such a big momentum boost going T side.
I mean, a complete reversal. Sus with a single kill. And just unable to get lots of map control to start off. It's just been like round over, can't even get past the first step. Weeza, I've seen this flash before. He loves to go for that swing, and he deletes Fuzi off the top of the boost. I mean, I'm sure on his screen he had nothing to shoot at, but Weeza just ridiculous aggression.
Oh man, I love this too, man. There's so much confidence, right? These guys are feeling it. You know,
2
they're just
HP
fragging out now.
2 HP, and he's gonna walk a smoke.
Yes, he is. Absolutely, he's going to. Watch this, and he's gonna get the timing. He's gonna get the timing.
Way.
Yes, he is. Oh man, Stanislaw with the nade out. Oh, this just keeps getting worse and worse. This is not good. And now they can just pull back, right? I mean, now they can just turtle up and just play this defense.
I mean, I don't mind it there from Weeza, just sacrificing yourself on 2 HP and try to catch some players off guard. Why not? He sacrifices himself for the info, but Susp does actually clean up the kill. Finally, and a second, but will be quickly traded by Nick X, and that bomb control still lies with the CTs, but that's temporary. Sonic's gonna make his way up the ramp. OG Wizard is posted, however. Flashbang. Oh, just good enough. OG Wizard will be knocked off the line. Big plant. Java with the shot. And Wildcard are in this round. Java with the double, but the HE, he'll be able to fall back in time, and Sonic has got the headshot. Java with some star power towards the tail end to keep a little belief here for Wildcard. Well, it's 10-2, Laz. Wildcard making their debut with the Swedes, and yes, there is a big asterisk on that, as the Swedes are, well, playing from Sweden, and a completely new roster, new coach. Lights of Game are currently just giving them the beatdown. Up 10-2, and a pistol round basically locks it in. Oh, we've got
a
a
lot riding
crash
on this one. Oh,
It's
and
a-
I was just gonna say too, like for OG Wizard, I mean, man, he's just playing lights out right now. Now we need to see the CTs be able to find something with these pistols. Yes, indeed, Sonic's able to find himself that double. Now the OG Wizard. How much of a wizard is he? What does he have in store for us? What kind of tricks does he have up his sleeve? And you know what, Vi? It's a whole lot of nothing.
All right. A pistol round for Wildcard. With a nice swing. That's like the biggest takeaway for the round for me, is that Susp actually is able to connect on 100 ping plus, probably. You know, and Laz, I'm one to complain. You know, I'm in SoCal. I complain about my ping all the time. I was having this discussion with Vincent last cast here, just yesterday. I feel like 60 ping is a pretty bad. I cannot imagine what it's like to play on 100 ping in a professional setting. It's just crazy. Java playing on the low ping though, and helped out with Sonic. We're almost getting a mirror image there. Fast 2 rounds. Wildcard need to get something started.
Man, yeah, and honestly, back to your point about playing, you know, it's funny that you're saying 60 ping is too much, because it's like, you know, I'm in Canada, and man, sometimes you're playing, 70 plus. It's the absolute worst. But I was gonna say, like, honestly, anything like 100, your game just feels so bad, right? I mean, that's the thing, and it's just never gonna be a good time, right? So yeah, I think that's the big thing for Wildcard, and that was a very, new amount of information that we got at the last second. Just like, yeah, these guys are playing in Sweden, so it does make a huge difference with those comms being, a second or two later. So definitely makes a huge difference for this team right now. But good work coming in from Wildcard once again. They're going to fight for this B ramp control. Nobody's there, nobody's home, but at least now they have that information. You can see Lag grouped up, ready to go. But look at Wildcard; they got the right positioning now.
Scramble, multiple rotates over to this side. Yes, you can put in all the good utility, but the players extremely strong hold. Molly out towards full side, but you can see Java, Sonic, unperturbed. Java stands in the flame for a little bit, but will turn it into, well, not quite the third. Stanislaw's gonna get in on some of the action, but then OG Wizard actually connects the shot to make it a 1v1. And also this silence. This silence is loud for OG Wizard. Will he be expecting Susp coming through on the flank? He's gonna be out in the open. Oh, but he just dodges out on the Swede.
I think you saw the shadow.
Silence. Will OG Wizard check? He will not. Susp will connect. And we've got the first gun round now for Wildcard.
Yeah, this is looking like a very different team right now from Wildcard. Like, these rounds have been very quick, ferocious, and they're getting things done. I mean, it came down to the 1v1, but now we're talking about a 10-5 scoreline, which it was going, 10-2 at one point. So this is going to be very interesting to see if, Fuzi is going to be able to find connection with the op. I mean, this one's just going to, against, Tex, but I'm going to be curious how much that he will have a different impact on the CT side with the AWP. But what did Lag got up for us right now? Double smoke's going to be thrown towards the B side. One in cave, one into the middle of site. Just to kind of throw a little bit of a ruse. And they're going to go right back into it. They're going to actually re-aggress onto this A site. That's going to be Jabo once again in Donut. He's going to be the sole anchor. Next closest player will be Sonic. Now Molly's going to definitely do some good damage. The fire's just going to burn him alive. Jabo just mows him down, and okay, and now he gets finally roasted.
Oh, and Sonic trying to play on the edge of the smoke. What? He gets headshotted instead. Now, this A site is probably the most retakeable site in Counter-Strike. OG Wizard able to set down that plant, and maybe donut control for these pistols. It's retakeable, but that donut post plant is quite annoying.
Yeah, this, I don't know if I love this. Experative does have the M4, so this is a good position. He's able to find himself some kills. OG Wizard caught in a little bit of no man's land here. So now the man advantage coming back for Wildcard. Deep smoke. This is going to make it problematic. A fake defuse, and yeah, now they know where one player is at least. I think Nix gives it away. Oh my god, and they get the tracer. Now they should be able to have this defuse. And there it is. Wildcard is going to be back again. And now a little bit more of an op connection as well. And not too bad.
Yeah, solid right there. There's a very good reason why Jaba is the small side anchor. You're like, oh, but this guy's a star player. Why isn't he running around the entire map? They just put him there because he's got the most ridiculous mechanics, and if he's gonna be able to get a 2-for-1 every single time, he's like a mini JKS in his own way. So he just gets 2 and calls it there.
Yeah, it's really good. He's been so impactful too. Sitting himself 15
Oh,
and
boy.
13. Oh, that molly. Stanislaw, you gotta get out, bro.
Really aggressive control here from last game. We were seeing a lot of this against Elevate, but sometimes they would struggle in the mid rounds where they'd run out of gas in the tank. They kind of only have enough smokes for a single execute.
Yeah, this will be a little interesting. Again, just kind of toying the idea, a lot of spam, and oh my goodness, Stanislaw just sprays out 2, and maybe he might get backstab a little bit, but he should be able to get out of this. He will not, but instead it will be the grave, and now Lag have put themselves on the 3-on-2, and look at the positioning from the CT side. They are split apart from each other, Fi. They have no way of a trade, and this is going to be some individual fights to see what they're going to be able to do. A good molly to push down Nick, but again, this is not a good position for Jaba. What's he going to be able to find? I guess he's going to be able to find at least himself a kill. It's all down to Sonic now on the 1-on-2. Should he be able to find this? He will not, and Lag finally back on the board in this second half.
Life's a Game are just such sharp aimers in the server right now, as well as just having good coordination right there. OG Wizard is completely blind, yes, but Nyx is so fast on a trade that even a player like Jaba can't flick in time. So, like, just gotta respect the mid rounds. Not necessarily in terms of the macro right now. I'd say that there's a lot of off-spawn calling coming through from Life's a Game, but these individual mechanics are just powering them through that situation. Experative wins his duel onto Sonic. You're seeing a lot of these just explosive individuals take over the server. And that's what Lag really proved last night as they 2-0'd Elevate. Took both BO1s.
That was huge. That was a really, yeah, I was really glad you brought that up because I was going to say that was a little bit surprising for me. I definitely was never expecting that 2-0. I definitely thought in that series, like, or that, you know, that matchup, you could go the 1-on-1 possibly, those 2 separate games, but the fact they were able to get a 2-0 to start it off, I mean, I think that was a really good team to play against, and Elevate's been a little bit shaky in my opinion, but still a very dominant team so far in the league. Well, right back at it once more. Lag taking a little bit more of a decision making on this one. Things out just a little bit longer. Hanging out, posted in the back. So I think that's even Experative just kind of throwing some utility from T spawn. Again, just throwing that B lurk smoke, just kind of, you know, bit of a distraction point. But look at Wildcard. They got a full read on this fight. This is a really good setup from them. Yeah,
they have vision into mid. They have vision down B ramp, and they know it's an A play. Look at this, Jay. But backside, though, only good for 1, and somehow these entries are working out. Uzi, as the smoke blooms, will not be able to escape. Nick X chases him down. EG does break the smoke, allows for a fight that Stanislaw cannot win. It's down to Susp. Has had a very, very cold game, but now barraged by HE grenades. It is 12-6 for Leipzig. 3-man stack does not matter.
Whew, man, even when everything's against them, like the numbers, like you said, Leipzig game, they make it look pretty easy, right? So now, I mean, one more round to go and we're done in this first game, and a long road ahead here for Wildcard, right? I mean, now they have to kind of force up whatever they can. MP9s, I mean, Sonic, this is not looking good. It's armor with a pistol of a 5.7. This is scrappy, man. I'm not saying it's not possible, but my God, this is not what you want to do. This is not what you want to do to keep yourself alive in this game. And look at Lag. They're just going to go for a run. They're going to go for a jog, and why not? They're going to get a Mac 10 to get themselves in this site. They're going to kick down the damn door.
Uzi's going to try and make it happen, but he couldn't get it. Yep, that's the ping that gets to you right there. Oh, boy. 2 versus 4, and a 13-6 looms. For Wildcard's debut, it's certainly sour. There are asterisks to this one. Don't get me wrong, but Life's a Game are off to a rip-roaring start to Season 48. They're going up 3-0.
Wow. What a way to get this game done. And, you know, Leg, like you said, I mean, we put a lot of spotlight here for Wildcard. We talked a lot about them here today on the pre-show, just because, again, there were so many questions and there were, you know, a lot of things happening with this team. But honestly, really, really impressive from Leg. They looked really clean. Their CT side